Negro podcast. And today with me, I have my homie, Chelsea Rose.
Hello.
And I have, y'all already know who this motherfucker is. This is Robert Bass.
No introduction needed.
And we have the voice of reason behind the boards, as always, Azam.
He's a voice, all right.
I am extra fucking tired today. This is going to be incredible.
We need to have a different emotion for you instead of tired,
Look.
What a way to make
you
this
knew
about
what you were
you.
getting out of me.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
You knew who I was.
So for this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about submissions. And this episode is primarily about cheaters. So without further ado, we're going to start. So this first one is, so my ex was literally a habitual cheater.
That's what's up.
But that was my man at the time, and I was going to stick it. I'm going to stick through it thick or thin. That's that's a writer. That's Chelsea, I guess you felt some aversion to that. You started, I heard a,
Stick through it thicker than.
because she's loyal. She's loyal. And first of all, I do want to say this guy he is not Haitian. I did research. Haitian men don't cheat, and I just want to keep that going. So when we got past the first 2 times and moved to our new apartment, things was good and smooth. That's love. She overlooked that.
No. Okay. No. That's not.
Robert Bass is rocking back.
He put his mic down. He put his mic down. It was. He's like, I'm already done. I'm not.
Because I realized, this is not going to be a me episode.
I fucking love this. Now, mind you, I used to have. Okay. Now, mind you, I used to have threesomes and stuff with him because he know how I like girls too. So, oh my God, she has a diversified portfolio too. This is amazing. So a while back, I had booked a ticket back to Florida. We was living in New York, and it was one way. Now, when I booked it, it was on bad terms, but like I said, it was going smooth now. Not smooth, smooth.
Smooth.
Yeah, that's a lot of context. So the day of our flight, it was a great day, had sex and all. He took me to my Uber, and then I was off. Next day, I was going to do my hair, and I see my account is negative. So I'm like, what the fuck? And mind you, we put money together in my bank account. So I see it's negative, and I call him panicking like, babe, oh my God, I don't know what happened. It looks like the Uber charged me twice. How the fuck you get charged twice and go to the negative? How long was this ride? Interesting. So he's like, damn.
Is that really what you actually focused
Yeah,
on? For
right.
Just
Yeah,
listen,
Fucking
layers,
idiot.
levels. So he's like, damn, just dispute it, it's blah, blah, blah. So when I'm OTP, I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. So when I'm on the phone, I'm assuming, crying, trying to tell him what's going on, he then goes, oh, I think I know what happened, but don't get mad.
No. Anytime I hear that phrase. Anytime I hear that phrase, listen, don't get mad. I go,
I'm getting
I'm
mad.
already mad.
I'm already mad.
I'm
Okay.
preemptively angry.
Okay, and so she's like, don't get mad. So I'm like, what? Emoji face. And he tells me he had a friend over from the job who ain't come to our spot yet. I'm like, that's funny because I know all his coworkers, but whatever. So I go ahead and ask my new roommate what she's seen because I'm like, fuck it, he not going to tell me something. So I asked my roommate, and she goes, yes, there was a girl over, and she went straight in y'all room like she'd been here before. Yeesh. Basically, this ugly girl he tried to get me to have threesome with, and I still want to go ahead with it and ducked with her, and now girl in my inbox talking crazy. So I'm heated and way in Florida. So now when I get back, of course, we trying to get him back in my room. At the time, he wanted some dick that day because the dick appointment. Yeah, she didn't phrase this right.
No,
I have no idea what's going on.
Now I'm very confused.
Let's try to make sense.
All
So
right, at first, it was like the plot of a Tyler Perry movie, and then it turned into a David Lynch film.
I was
Yeah.
like, whoa.
What do you mean? They're a dick appointment. Is he
Okay.
getting a
No, I
dick
was like,
appointment?
I'm trying to make sense.
Is
I
he
think-
bisexual now?
I think so he said the dick appointment canceled on her, and she was too scared to go because it's been a while since she's messed with another dude. So at this point, she's like, well, he's cheating. Well, fuck it. I'm a cheat too. I'm in another state. That's what I'm deducing from what you're saying. So she was down, and instead of going to him, he came to us. And my ex was home when he came over. Even,
No. So then you did not read it wrong. Keep going.
Okay. He even dapped Buddy up and all because he thought he was somebody for my roommate. Okay, so what's happening is the dude's coming over. He's assuming that the guy wants to have sexual relations with the roommate. Okay, we went in my roommate's room and had a whole threesome while he was at home, and he heard it all. What makes it even better is he told me he wanted to have a threesome with my roommate. Now I'm doing it without him. 3 purple demon faces. Now she's my best friend for life, and he's irrelevant now. LMAO. That's crucial. I just felt like it was a
What the fuck was that?
That was so convoluted.
Yeah,
Like, I don't even.
Actually, it wasn't. Chelsea, I was hoping you was following that a little better, but go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
I want to
explain it. Go ahead.
First off, let's hit the bullet points. First off, he's a cheater. You started off with the fact that he was habitual, and then after the second time, you decide to move in with him.
Right.
So anything that happened after that is on you. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I'm a fucking idiot. So
What about the third time, though?
And the fourth.
it doesn't really matter because it's after the second time,
Yeah.
and it's after you moved him in knowing that he was a cheater. Here's the other thing. I'll tell you this.
Oh, God.
If I'm a cheater and you feel like I'm a cheater, don't fucking go out of state without me.
That was a
And-
deep silence I was not ready for.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? That's a
That's a
valid
very
point.
valid
That's a
point.
valid
And
point.
on top of that, like, since you wrote in and you shared our story, I'm not gonna go in on you. But what I will say is, if the fucking Uber account was your account, you didn't need.
Joint.
Even still, you didn't really need to ask him. You could have went in and found out where they picked up from and where the destination of the drop-off was.
Yeah.
So you basically wanted him to admit what you already knew. Like, you had somebody over here. Then on top of that, oh my God, you got a whole nother roommate in the house. This motherfucker don't care nothing about you to the point that he brought another bitch to your place.
And you know
when
what?
the roommate is there.
You know what? It brings another point. Did the roommate already know this guy was fucking around?
No, you know what it is? We're going to go back.
Chelsea, what's
Garbage
your thought? Hold on.
dick.
Oh, God, this guy. Hold on, wait a minute.
Garbage dick rises again.
Like, he's one of those people, like, I really love his personality. His personality is awesome. We have great conversations. But he got garbage dick. That's the only reason why you keeping him in here, because you get great dick from garbage-ass dudes. But now you're getting great conversations and thoughts. And I agree
Robert
with you
Bass
when
Wait,
you
wait,
said it
you're-
earlier.
wait,
When you
you're
said it
telling
earlier,
me-
like, oh, my God.
Robert,
like,
hold that.
You're
Wait.
telling me multi-time cheater has garbage dick.
So you're blaming them.
oh, so
Yeah.
so you really think, like,
He would have
the
left
fact-
him.
No.
No,
Because
unfortunately.
thank you.
Yeah.
Like the bad part,
Wow.
the bad part about it is, you two, young motherfuckers, Similac, still smell it. Y'all think cheating.
You really just fucking
really
say
dismissed
Similac?
us.
Yeah,
Still smell it.
Yeah, y'all
fuck was
still.
that?
So it appears to me as though y'all perception is still that cheating is about sex. It's not.
So you're saying in the guy's you see,
I'm sorry.
I don't
Every
know
man
anything
I have
about
ever
cheating.
met who has cheated has either cheated because they felt rejected or they were a fucking idiot.
But you just proved my point. There was more to it, to them cheating. Than
Rob.
Yeah,
sexual.
but I'm saying
Rob,
for
That's
her,
all I'm saying.
how did she stick around if
I'm
he
gonna-
was putting out
No.
garbage
one
dick
thing.
after
So
8?
why would you feel like in the
Because
situation?
he brought something else to the table.
All right, I'll-
And
I'll-
as
I'll
in the
tap out.
situation, listening,
No,
what
don't
do
tap out.
you think would be an indicator of her sticking around? Maybe it was like maybe financially.
Could be.
Could have been financially. It could be she has like some sort of lack of self-esteem, doesn't feel like she can go out
Clearly.
there and like get another guy. I don't know
Clearly.
what that is, but if I ever got cheated on, bye, goodbye.
Okay. When you did the scissor cut, I was like,
Well, take that how you want to take
oh
it.
no.
I like that.
No.
I like that.
Like,
Why is that the number one
First
threat?
off,
Why is
first
that
off,
the
because she
number one-
white,
Look,
don't
look.
make her Lorena Bobbitt. Listen, when
Lorena
Lorena
Bobbitt was
said-
Spanish.
Yeah, I was about to be
Lorena
like, yeah.
Bobbitt was
Was she?
Spanish.
Look, my father is
Oh,
an
racist.
African American man. He had 3 rules in life.
Listen.
He's like, you never piss off a black woman, she'll beat the shit out of you. You never piss off a Latin woman, she'll cut your dick off. And you only piss off a white woman. Why? Because she'll write you a letter.
I mean,
To
So-
court, and then you're
to
in court.
court.
So
Just- no.
clearly,
A strongly
clearly,
worded message.
Miss
A
Rose
tweet.
over here is not fully white. because she's cutting off dicks.
Yeah.
But
It's the Miami.
That's at
She was
Miami, yeah.
she's born in Miami.
Yeah, that's
She's
that.
hanging out with Spanish.
and from a recent Facebook post I seen, clearly Miami-Dade County is not a part of the United States.
Not at fucking all.
I don't know. No, that's northern
But-
Cuba.
But that's the whole thing. So, I mean, yeah, you can get into why she stayed, and it could be financial. You know what I mean? Like, I'm leaning toward that was an emotional thing as well as the
But the
the
thing is so
self-esteem.
weird about
Yeah.
this is like they're cheating, but they would do threesomes together.
And that was
So-
the other problem. The other problem is,
It's a gray
how do
area.
you really fit? Exactly.
It's a gray area. So
It's
it's,
not
like,
even a gray area. It's the whole area. Like, how do you now determine what is cheating when you allowed him to
do
be
that.
sexual with other people?
Well,
See, that's the problem
Hold
with.
on, wait.
yeah, I not that I have known people in this situation where they've had an open marriage
means
like
she's
that.
done it.
No, hell no, hell no. But I'm an only child. I don't share well. But where they had to have a lot of communication, and like that has to be a rule that if you're having a threesome, it's only there and it's only there has to be communication. If he's cheating outside, he's a cheater, obviously. So
Period. And
Yeah.
and I agree with that. And I think like it also depends on the guy. Like there are some guys that are built for it. Like, okay, here's the parameters of it, and I can reside within those parameters.
But
And then there's some guys that's like, oh shit. So wait, let me get this right. So I can fuck other bitches, and you okay with it? Like they not gonna stay within
But
those
the-
parameters.
but the
like,
problem-
so they
you can
take
fuck
that
other
like
Okay,
run
I
with
get
it,
you now.
basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
exactly.
but the problem is that I feel like the threesome he was already cheating. It's a problem for her because she allowed him. So okay, if you're gonna do this, all right, let me try to control the situation.
Why are you
Ooh, I
raising
know
your
what it
hand?
is.
No, put your hands down. Shut the
No,
fuck
I'm
up.
a-
This is
you
not
know what?
school.
No, hold on, wait.
This is
Hold
not
on.
school.
Hey, wait,
Chelsea,
Rob.
you're about to hear it for the first time on this podcast. I'm a piggyback on something you said.
But hold on, you're gonna
fucking
piggyback after I said what I was
Christ.
gonna say.
Okay.
But not only that, so you have that. Oh, he's cheating, and then she tries to put a controllable, like, okay, if you're gonna cheat, I'd rather be there to assist it.
Involved.
And
yeah.
then he's doing it behind her back with the roommate there. I feel like there's a connection that the roommate may have been on some shit too.
No. Yes, maybe. But piggybacking? Can we piggyback now?
Please,
Can I
go
piggyback?
on.
Oh, go for
I
it.
really think that it's more so of the fact that she can share the story means that she's at a different space in her life now. But I believe at that point in time, it probably was a self-esteem issue. And you probably only agreed to the threesome to keep him happy. Not that it was necessarily something you wanted to do. And yeah, you may be bisexual and you like women, but that, to me, they're not hand in hand.
Right.
The fact that you are bisexual doesn't necessarily mean that any relationship you in, you want to have threesomes. So I think like, okay, whatever it was about this dude, maybe he was extremely good looking and maybe he didn't have bad dick. You wanted to keep him around, so you agreed to it. Because again, the thing that I keep going back to is he cheated twice before you decided to move in with him.
Yeah, you knew who he was.
So
yeah.
you knew who he was.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like, fuck it. He was a cheater.
And that's it.
You know what? He does not have garbage stick. Give this man a trophy.
So
Wow. It
wait.
took- we- Oh,
So I was right.
Oh, yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Okay,
sir. Just
that's-
need to
Yeah.
clarify that.
So,
moment.
at
the
the-
You
voice
was
of
right.
reason
So
speaks.
this motherfucker had gold medalist dick.
You know what's the funny
Quality
aside?
10 out of 10.
Michael
Oscar-winning
Phelps
dick.
dick.
Yeah.
You know what's the
You know
funny
why?
thing?
Wait, hold on, 'cause I
no,
gotta
no,
explain
no,
it.
Day-Lewis.
I got to explain it.
Nah,
no,
nah,
I'm
Rob.
looking at Chelsea. And Chelsea
Rob.
is looking at me like,
Rob.
explain Michael Phelps dick.
Nah.
Like he could hold his breath a long time. That means the motherfucking tongue was awesome too. So he had 2 gold medalist
guy-
parts on him.
I'm gonna have. But this is the thing is for.
I agree with Robert. I'm clapping right now. You can't see that, but I'm clapping. That was fucking. I've never seen a man somehow found a way to bring fucking
Yeah, he
pussy
brought it full circle
into
on
that. He
himself.
did. That was fucking masterwork. He
That's the
won
bullshit
comedy,
coming out of him
Pick
while
up
he's
your
gone.
award
Now.
at heaven.
Can I speak to my pettiness?
How are you gonna ask for permission to talk when you just talk in the
No,
first
no,
place?
no,
You
no,
literally
talking,
talk
yeah.
over people and then ask for permission.
For anybody I talked over, I do apologize. But to the person that wrote the letter in, I'm so proud of you.
You want to hear a funny aside? This person has done adult films.
The person that sent
Good for
in the thing?
them.
Yeah, that's pretty dope because
Good
you
for
know what?
them.
That just means like, okay, they were sexually open.
They are.
Yeah, good for them.
But
I can't do no shit like that. But
I think like
Cheating,
when
that
you
is.
when you getting paid for it, it's something totally different. But I'm proud of you because you took a moment and you became the pettiest motherfucker I know.
oh, that's petty.
Like,
and that's
you
what we
brought-
appreciate in the
Yeah.
podcast.
It's on brand.
Forever
The
petty,
brand is strong.
Forever roasting the Papi Negro podcast.
I
brand
love
is
you.
strong.
God level petty.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the way my emotions is built, I would have been in the fucking other room holding the pillow, crying like this bitch ain't here.
And she got a dude in the room. The person that told on you is a part of it too.
Yeah.
That is.
And you
Wild.
let me dap this motherfucker up, knowing you was about to fuck him. I'm crying, real tears.
I feel like we
In the video podcast, you know he's not crying. But if you're on
Yeah,
audio,
absolutely.
he's crying.
we dried this is dry.
You
At the end of the day,
beat this horse to deep pulp.
Rob
Yeah, yeah.
beat the fuck out of this horse. Made horse glue and everything out
It's
of it.
fucking dead. All right, what's the next one?
All right,
Cheater
what's the
number
next
2.
one?
All right. I was in a tough spot in my life at this time with no car, no job. So I'm obviously bumming off my hardworking girlfriend,
Cheater,
who I later found out only worked so hard because of a coke addiction.
cheater,
And she never even bothered to share. And I think that's what made us break up.
cheater.
So he's
He's
mad
not
because
mad. He was bumming off her. It's like, you had a coke addiction and you didn't want to
she
open
didn't
up
even
about
share.
No,
God,
We could have been
why?
addicted
Yeah,
together.
exactly.
no, that's cheater.
I could have snorted cocaine out of your asshole and you would even let me.
For real.
That's cheater.
Disrespectful.
That's cheater 101. But keep going.
Okay, so one day she has to work and lets me keep the keys to her car in place. Q. It was at this moment she knew she fucked up.
Yeah.
It just so happened that an old fling was visiting town, and I didn't want to be disrespectful and fuck on my girlfriend's bed. So I asked her to meet up for drinks. You see, that's a respectable man.
Respectable
That's-
cheater.
Excuse
That's
me.
not on brand for you. That's not on brand for you.
Respectable man.
I just got to get a reaction
Oh my
out of you.
God.
Chelsea, I
Respectable
just
cheater.
had to get. I pulled up in my girl's Jeep Patriot, and she pulled up in her Jeep Grand Cherokee. What a coinky
Are we
dink.
plugging
Wait, hold
Jeep?
on.
Are you getting paid by
Wait.
Jeep to
No,
plug
no,
them?
that's
like,
my story. That's
All right,
Jeep,
sure, all right.
the official
The only
vehicle of
thing-
cheating ass people.
The only thing can make this story better is if he pissed on her, because then that would be the whole R. Kelly circle. Because you remind me of my Jeep.
I wanna
Wait.
ride.
Yes. Now I hope that happens. Please God, yeah,
All
let that
right.
happen.
So what? Okay, so we're at a good point. What do you think's gonna happen here? I'm gonna start off with
He
Chelsea.
fucked the
Hey,
Oh, my bad.
shut up. We just gotta build.
Put your microphone down. You're not
I'm gonna have
allowed.
you mute this nigga, bro, because he's just wild. All right. You're right. That's kind of pathetic to ask. All right, I'm just gonna keep going. I just want to add a little spice. With a coinky dink, 2 drinks, and what do you know? This motherfucker.
Did he write coinkydink?
Yes.
That's what he wrote in?
This
He
man
said-
really wrote Kawinky Dink?
What? Yes.
Listen, I'm a really white person. I don't even say coinkydink.
He's
And
not
it's
even
like,
white.
Well, like,
I
want to
fight this person already.
He's
Physical
hold on.
assault.
Same.
No. You haven't heard half of it. He goes, "What a coinky dink, 2 drinks, and what do you know? I'm in the pink."
I want to physically assault this person. I
I
want to
support
break
that
their fucking
100%.
jaw.
We fucked in her back seat because I was being quote unquote respectful of my girl's car. And after I went to pick up my girlfriend from work and fucked her before bed. Hashtag scum gang. Hashtag fuck 6ix9ine though. That's crazy. Yeah, that's that story.
So this is
That's
the
the
guy
end of the
bumming
story?
off. This is the guy who doesn't have a job, is bumming off his girlfriend, is mad that she's not sharing her coke, and then is fucking another girl,
don't
and then
think-
fucking her.
Yeah.
Well, fuck that guy.
I don't. You know what? I don't. From what they said in the quotation, from what they said, I think essential is that they had an underlining substance abuse problem, and
Yeah,
he didn't
clearly.
know of it.
Yeah.
And so she probably had some antics that caused the relationship to break up. Now I didn't.
Ms.
And the
Rose.
tone from that, I didn't take it as you're doing coke and I do it too. So that's what I
okay.
figured.
Miss Rose,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna let you go before I go. So please go.
Robert, we're not letting
Yeah,
you go because she's gonna go. We just haven't
No, no,
gotten
no, no.
to you yet.
You're gonna
That's
wait.
all it-
No.
We just haven't gotten to
You're
you.
gonna wait
Need her-
patiently.
Okay, so with that being said, we gonna let her go first every time?
No.
No, I mean,
I'm asking.
here's what
we-
I'm gonna say.
Can we let
and
her go first?
We can let her go first
Please.
because I would like to wait until I get to great value Steve Harvey to later in the show each round.
Damn, great value.
Yeah, dog. I had to.
Damn.
Dollar
kinda-
General. Is Great Value worse than Dollar General?
Oh, no. Great Value is
No,
at least.
Great Value
no.
is above
Here,
Dollar
here's what I'll
General,
say
but
right now.
God
For
damn,
anyone who
it's
shits
below
on Great
everything else.
Value, it's not. All right, it is a great value. You're already in Walmart. You already are feeling low about yourself, and you know what? You can splurge on
First off,
other
You
things.
sound
Don't
like a
say nothing.
commercial.
You
Don't
do
say
sound
nothing.
like a
Let me say
commercial.
this.
This podcast is brought to you by Walmart.
You sound like one of them motherfuckers that bust a nut quick, and you're the girl that got bust the nut on quickly, and you were like, "It's okay, it happens." Everybody.
Rob.
can't
Look,
give
I know
me
what my
top
brand
notch.
is.
Hey,
Oh,
And I'm
Rob,
okay.
High
it-
five.
flex.
know
So,
what my brand is.
so that's your point that you were waiting to say. You just
No. I feel no. That's not my point.
All right.
I really want to hear what, like, her perspective of it is because she is a woman.
No, I think that's wildly disrespectful. Is if you're
Absolutely.
like, if you're leaning on your girl, like, listen, and that happens in a relationship. You support each other when you need to. But if you're gonna say, I was bumming off her and I didn't want to be disrespectful, so I fucked another girl in her car. That's
disrespectful.
so disrespectful. 100%.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's an ain't shit dude with a little morality. As twisted as
What
that is,
morality was
to
there?
him, he's like, okay, this is not okay. This is bad, but let me not do this all the way. I'm talking the perspective of the person who wrote this.
Me and Robert are on the same
We on
page
the
right
same
now.
page. First off-
it's fucking ridiculous.
First off, the thing that you totally overlooked was the fact that he wrote this letter because he was damn sure hoping you were going to do it on the podcast. Why? Because you said it already. He's an ain't shit nigga. Then on top of that, when you start from the top, what he tries to do is demonize her while telling you he cheated. First off, motherfucker,
Do you
I
think
don't
yeah,
give a
was-
fuck.
yeah. Wow, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fucking
Do you
smart.
Yeah.
think it was
The reality-
demonizing because he said that
Yes.
he bummed off for
Yes.
her because she worked hard,
Yes.
but that her work
That
ethic
is-
was because
Of
No,
a drug habit.
because
Yeah.
it doesn't fucking matter. Why? Her work habit, she can snort whatever the fuck she want to because it's her money. You're bumming off of her. So at the end of the day, I need to demonize her. So I tell you she got a coke habit. So now you look at her a little tarnished. So that maybe you don't look at me like I'm the motherfucker that bumming off of her. I have her car to go meet another bitch to fuck that. What a coinky ding. It didn't take fucking 2 goddamn drinks. You went there with
the idea was already
It-
intent.
you went
The
there
intent
with
was
the
already.
exactly. You went there with the intentions of fucking.
Yeah.
So what a coinky ding that at least you were able to fuck before 2 drinks because you wasn't paying for the fucking drinks to begin with.
Actually,
Bum ass.
yeah,
Bum
yeah.
ass. So then
Yo, so he was just a bum to begin with.
he
Yeah,
was the
yeah.
bum to begin
100%.
with.
Wait.
Bad.
He said this was a rough time in my life.
Yeah, it was a rough time in your life. So you gonna fuck everybody else. Fuck out of here. The rough time was for her because she was supporting 2 habits. Your bum ass and coke.
Yep.
So when it was all said and done, oh great, you didn't want to fuck her in your girl car, but you drove your girl car to fuck her. Same difference. You might as well fuck her in your girl car, shot a load on the passenger seat, went and picked your girl up without wiping it off, because then you went and fucked your girl afterwards.
Wait, hold on, Rob.
You're a
that was
bum ass nigga.
Rob, that was bad descriptive. You been through there,
No,
bro?
no. What I'm saying,
That
is,
was like a Robert, like
what I feel is like he tried to set the story up to be like, yo, I'm not
that
guy.
I'm not the bad guy. Yeah.
You a bad guy.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Hey, I didn't mean to shoot the motherfucker. Did you pull the trigger? Yeah. Then you meant to shoot the motherfucker.
But he sneezed on me and I get sick easily, so I
Yeah.
had to eliminate the
Now,
person.
Eliminate.
Here's what
That's
I
how
will,
it makes sense. That's how the,
Eliminate.
Here's what I will say. Congratulations. You wrote the letter. Field said the letter. And so you got the letter on the podcast like you wanted to.
But
You
you're
a
also
bum-ass
an
nigga.
absolute piece of shit, and you
That's
don't
it.
deserve
Like,
to exist.
I mean, at the
Yep.
end of the day, I think the worst part about it, if I can be serious, is you knew you weren't in a position that you needed to be to bring anything into the relationship. And as opposed to addressing what you weren't doing in that relationship, you wanted to highlight the fact that she was on coke. I don't give a fuck. You know why? Because she made the money to sniff the coke. And on top of that, with the coke habit, she was still functioning enough to
To
take
work
care of
hard.
your bum ass.
I think he said it all.
Yeah.
You know what's so weird? It's the alcohol that makes him so sage. Like I
he took
it's the
offense to Great
alcohol.
Value Steve Harvey, but like real Steve Harvey would not be this lit.
I
Great
feel
Value
like-
Steve Harvey is like, I'm not truly me until I got a little Henny.
Rob, you know what you need to do with that beard? You need to do what they do, like the ancient teachers in like
Yeah.
martial arts movies.
And
That-
You need to start doing
Yeah.
That and diet, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
So
Fuck that fucking guy.
Azam, any last closing words before we jump into something different?
Fuck that fucking guy. I dislike him deeply.
It's
wish
so
nothing
weird.
but
This
pain
story
upon
is
his
about
soul.
cheaters, and I feel like it's bringing the angry side out of all of us.
Oh yeah.
Well, like,
Well, if you're using words like kawinky dink, I just want to punch
No,
you
no,
anyway.
Kawinky
Agreed.
Dink. Kawinky Dink. I was in the pink.
Yeah, that
In the
whole
same
sentence.
sentence.
If one of my friends said that to me, that entire sentence about talking to another woman, I would slap them right.
I
in the
don't
face.
think a
Shut the
guy
hell
would
up.
tell a woman that, like a woman friend. Like, nah. I don't,
You don't
If
know
you-
some of my
it
friends.
depends.
yeah,
It
no,
depends.
there
Word.
are
It's
some
like-
people who are fucking stupid.
It depends.
Yeah.
I mean, because sometimes you can have that female friend that is just your ride or die, and y'all don't have nothing more than y'all friendship, that you'll tell her everything. And I'm with you. If I'm that friend to you, and I say, what a coinkydink. I was in that pink. If you don't slap me the fuck out, we're not friends.
Then I'm not a good friend.
I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like in order for you to tell the other person, you know they're in a level of depravity that they would be like, this
Yeah.
guy.
My whole thing
Yeah.
is,
But even
how
that's
do
not
you
even
know how to
depravity. It's just fucking
spell
stupidity.
coinkydink? I was like,
Inky.
Don't even fucking verbalize
You know what? Yeah,
that
we're gonna.
fucking
I don't think
move
we're gonna
along.
move on. We gotta
We're
move
beating
on
the
from
horse
this.
to death.
Yeah, okay.
Next story.
All right. Okay. This starts off. You want a story? Well, here it goes.
Oh fuck. This.
Ah,
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. I had this girlfriend in my 20s. Well, she wasn't a girlfriend, but more of an acquaintance with benefits, if you will. Anyway, when
How is that funny?
No,
to
no,
you?
no.
Did this person just say friends with benefits slightly more advanced?
Yeah, like I
than
don't know
me?
how that is
I did
better.
on my SATs
the thing
than
that
you.
made me laugh is like, here's a story with so much confidence and go, well, anyway, like you gave up midway and it's the beginning of the story. But anyway, one day someone told me she had started doing crack, etc. Crack, etc. I think crack is probably the worst out of the etc.
Like heroin? Is
Like,
that up
I
there
don't know.
too? Yeah, those are like extremes. Yeah.
like, how long ago was this? Because
He said-
then we could determine what the et cetera was. Like,
You know what?
Are
I
you
think this
doing
was long-
fucking, like, are you doing the shit that make you eat bitches' face off? Like, you doing bath
I
salts?
like the bath salts.
But
yeah,
the
yeah.
funny thing is, the guy that did that wasn't even on bath salts. But that's
Wasn't he?
another-
He was on like
He
PCP.
wasn't.
Anyway,
But
what-
yeah, so and she had just borrowed $50 from me, and not 10 minutes before I found this out. Anyway, I found out that where she was and went to find her to get my money back because she wasn't going to spend my money on crack or whatever she was doing. So I found her, and she was holed up at a Colony Court motel on US 1 in Fort Pierce.
Yeah!
I know that hotel.
Way to put the city. in
Yeah,
a
holy
horror-
I know that
To
hotel.
blast that motel. Holy shit.
Wow.
love it.
She opened the door and saw me. Then she said she wasn't seeing me anymore. I think that's the crack. Like, bitch, I'm right in front of you. How are you going to tell me you don't see me anymore?
Like that Kevin Hart story where he opened the trunk and she was in the trunk.
I'm in front of you. I don't see you anymore. What the hell you mean? It's definitely the crack, all right? So she said she wasn't seeing me anymore. It was my fault, et cetera, et cetera. So I told her I wanted my money back, and some old dude in his 70s came to the door with his chest all puffed out like he was going to do something.
Yeah!
By this time, the door to the room had been open for a while, and you could see the smoke rolling out the door, and the whole parking lot smelled like burning plastic.
That's not crack. That's meth.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Jeez.
yeah.
That's probably the et cetera. I just turned around and walked away. I just wrote off as bad experience and forgot all about her.
Is that the end of the story?
No, there's not, motherfucker. 2 months later, I was asleep in my apartment and heard a noise in the living room. Once
Oh, no, no. Oh, no, no. Here we go.
I
yes,
am perfect.
yes,
I am
yes,
perfect
yes, yes.
now.
I was fading, and you got me back. Let's go.
I mean, you even heard me ask. Is that the end of the story?
And I said, no, motherfucker, it's
no,
not.
motherfucker.
All right, 2 months later, I was asleep in my apartment and heard a noise in the living room. We went to go check it out, and I found her, the crackhead, sitting on my couch, petting my dog and watching TV. That is some horror
No,
movie.
Wait,
no,
wait,
no.
wait,
I
wait,
need
wait.
this
Keep
story
yes.
to end.
I asked what she was doing, and what she said was, I was just hanging out. I quickly realized that she was on something heavy, so I called 911 and explained the story. The police came and talked to her for a bit and said there was nothing they could do.
What?
Nope.
Because I was shocked that they could not and would not remove this crackhead that broke into my house.
I'll explain it.
I asked why. The cop said that she had mail in her name sent to my house.
Ooh, yeah.
By law, that means she lives there, and I would have to send an eviction notice, etc., and have her evicted just like she was my tenant or something.
No, this is a thing. Yeah.
No,
that's
no,
a
no.
thing.
That's
yeah, yeah.
real.
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's real.
That's a real
I mean,
thing.
his story goes a little more in depth, but then the question then becomes, how did she get in the house?
Yeah, did she have a key?
She's a fucking phantom, bro.
No.
She just came through the
wait,
walls. I mean,
Wait. I knew that was a thing.
outta here.
But like she is
It
the
just came
smartest
up
crackhead in
under the
human
crack of-
history.
maybe it was before she started crack.
The funny thing
I know.
is,
I mean, this does seem like a meth idea, though.
Yeah.
If she's doing
No, no, no.
methamphetamine, that's a meth idea.
and
No,
it's
no.
the dog. It's the her petting the dog, watching
No, no, no,
TV
no.
like
She's
she
like,
belonged
nothing's wrong.
there.
She's like eating
Keep
a
going.
snack.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay, so I explained everything to the cop, and he agreed with me, but said because of the law, there's
Yeah.
nothing he could do. And on top of that, if she called and said I blocked her from entry to the apartment, they would arrest me for it. I had the landlord change the locks on the door, and when she tried to get in the apartment and found the locks had been changed, she called the cops, and I called the landlord. When the cops showed up, the landlord was there, and unknown to me, wow, the landlord had dealings with her in the past and put a restraining order on her. So she wasn't even supposed to be on the property. This is the only thing that stopped her from going to jail that night. He just really got lucky. Yeah.
Is there more for this? Is that
Jesus.
what
That is that.
Jesus.
That is, yo.
Can I want to first and foremost say that is the third most Fort Pierce story I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that is Fort Pierce as hell.
I am flabbergasted, impressed.
You know what's the sad
And
part?
I feel like-
he literally tried to do the right thing,
Comma.
and he almost got arrested for it.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta watch out sometimes.
But
gotta
here's
know
the other
that.
thing: like, what if he would have been a gentleman who, I don't know, has a concealed carry permit and put rounds in said person? He
Then
would have
be-
committed
he would be-
murder.
yeah, he would have been
He
charged with
would've
murder.
gone to jail.
That's fucking confounding.
Yeah, that part. The thing that I'm still tripping that she was there long enough to go to the apartment. The dog probably ran up, saw who it was. It got on her lap. Probably flipped a channel or two.
Yeah.
Got comfortable.
Probably
that's-
giggled, laughed, woke him, roused him from his
That's a
slumber.
horror movie for sure. Yeah.
I don't know. Does meth
Yeah,
make you
I would
giggle?
watch that movie. Yeah, dude, have you ever met a meth head?
Yo.
I don't know, bro.
You would know. Trust me. The day you meet a meth head,
when
you
they, like
do not
pick
go
at
back.
their face and shit. But
Yeah, yeah, but they also have like their thinking is on a higher level than ours.
Yeah, I've
Like-
also
I
encountered a
think-
meth
I
head.
think
It's
some-
pretty
some
exhausting.
crackheads
It's
are-
exhausting and terrifying.
I think some crackheads are too. But I'm not gonna talk right now.
Yeah,
You got nothing to say?
I love it how you choose not when to not when to talk, but you talk whenever anyone else is talking.
yeah.
Okay, and I'm working on that. But the
He's
other
reforming.
thing is,
Slowly
the
but
other
surely.
thing is, I'm trying to. Yeah, go ahead.
So sorry, how is that a cheater story?
No, that's just a story.
Just a crazy
That was
story.
just a
Yeah,
crazy
but
I'm
like,
down with
it-
it.
Oh, don't
I'm here
worry,
with
it-
it. I'm
it
here
keeps-
with it.
Yeah, it's just that was just
I-
one of the stories I had.
Okay.
But like in the scheme of what we saw a human being who was like, yeah, it was an acquaintance I was sleeping with, who developed an addict. Like, at one point did she get addicted to meth? At what point were you sleeping with an active meth head?
And at one point, did it develop more than just friends with benefits?
And
she
the
had a key to your
landlord
place
already
and
dealt with
mail
her.
in your place, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I feel as though
He
in
had an
our
epiphany.
situation, I should never be the voice of reason.
How are you about to be the voice
Now,
of reason here?
at the end of the day, what you just said right before was the landlord had issues with her before, which means as you were being an acquaintance with benefits, this motherfucker was already a crackhead.
Yeah.
So what it was this motherfucker was sucking your dick, filling your balls, and putting a finger in your ass, and you liked it. So it was
How do you
cool.
know it was all that in
I
that
don't
order?
know. I just felt
He
like
always
putting
had
that
to,
out there.
it's the liquor. It's the liquor.
You
You went
gotta-
from wisdom and you went completely to
But
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Great Value Street Harvey.
But here's the thing. Okay, so let's go realistically speaking. How the fuck did she get in the house? Now we can make the argument when
She
she's
had
a
a key.
crackhead.
She had a key.
She had a key. So what friends or associate with benefits do you give a key to your house to? She was more than that. But you were embarrassed by the fact that she was a crack/meth head. So you proposition it like, yo, this was just somebody I was fucking. No, it wasn't just somebody you was fucking. Not only did she have a key, she was getting fucking mail at your house.
Yeah.
So when it was all said and done, when he called the police, I knew instantly, like, fuck it. It's not going to work in your benefit because my thought process was this bitch had a key. I didn't even know about the mail. So now when it's all said and done, be happy. Be happy that the bitch was in the house rubbing your dog. Because clearly, what y'all stated earlier,
She coulda killed him.
this motherfucker had to be in the house long enough for the dog to recognize her,
Yeah.
for her to find the remote,
Yeah.
turn on the TV. This bitch could have stole the TV. The dog wasn't going to say shit because he knew her. And you could have woke up the next morning with a lot of your valuables missing.
Or
Not even
dead.
the couch sleep. He's not even sleeping on the couch. He's just sleeping on the floor because she sold the couch. Like, that could have been a scenario.
Yeah. Also,
You see what I'm saying? So, like, when
Yeah.
it's all said and done, like,
it could have
it's
been
not
worse.
a cheetah story.
It could have gone.
Oh,
a
it's
different
not.
way, yeah.
It's not.
It could have been worse. And crackheads are very innovative.
But
Like,
burning
Whoa.
plastic, though.
Yeah.
That's-
Burning. That's
No.
meth. It's methamphetamine. I know
and
this
that's
with a
fine.
shadow of a doubt.
And that's fine. Even
No,
with
it's
that
not.
Situation,
The difference
No,
between
no, no, no.
crackheads and meth heads, the difference
no,
between
no.
like
Hold on, give
tigers
me a
and
moment.
lions, man. They're different creatures completely.
To
No.
be honest, I look at them, I feel like,
You can't look at them the same way.
I don't look at them the same, but it's like, if I see someone who's on some shit, I'm like, yeah.
Nah, man. Meth heads will like they are perceiving time and space and the
Yeah.
universe in a completely different way.
And they will tell you all about
you
it.
said you had an experience with what, like from the food industry? Or you said,
Yeah, he was someone who used to work in the restaurant industry, and he
Was
just
he in
kinda
the back?
just took a dive. Yeah,
In the
up a
back
deep
work?
end. Yeah.
Oh, it's common. I know it's
No,
common in
I
the
mean,
restaurant
yeah,
industry and the
yeah.
trucking
and,
industry.
and I think the biggest problem for me is I just group all the motherfuckers in together. Like if you have a dependent attitude or a dependent personality, then you're just fucked. But at the end of the day, just like with the other dude, don't try to demonize them for you fucking meth head pussy. Because at the end of the day, you knew this bitch was on something. Like you're not gonna tell us that whole story, but you knew from the moment she said, "I don't normally do this," and then suck the goddamn bed sheets through your ass out the tip of your dick. Bitch, you knew she was on something. Fuck outta
You
here.
just merged two different stories.
What a visual.
It's not merging two
yeah.
different stories.
What a
At the
visual.
end of the day,
That was
the
a dark
reality of
visual.
it is we can make light of it. We know when something's not right about people. And ultimately, he may not have been able to put his finger on it, but
Literally.
he was willing to overlook it because of what she gave him.
Can I
That's
ask-
why he needed to let you know she was an associate.
But there's a thing
with
about
benefits.
that, because in the podcast we talk about certain times people look over red flags
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they want to get
No.
to something.
This
yeah.
motherfucker looked over more than a red flag.
But
he
that's the
gave her
thing.
he gave her permission to get mail shipped to his house, and he gave her a fucking key to his apartment. I don't give a fuck what you say.
But it's
There's
the
no way.
relationship
Can I
wasn't
stop and argue
established
it's
before.
possible she didn't even have to do all of that? She didn't have to. She can get a key made easily with the mail. All she had to do is have something mailed there.
Okay,
That's not
so
that hard.
explains the
Like,
mail.
these
So
are
how
all
did she
meth-
get the key to get the copy of the key?
Well,
Because she didn't get it from the landlord because the landlord already had an issue with her.
Well, we're not acknowledging that she possibly stole it from the landlord. We don't know if she broke it.
That's true.
Because this is the thing. We don't know the relationships in depth between the person that
Right.
lives
And
there
I was also going to
and
ask,
her.
like, do we know if
So we
he's
we
not
just
a
gonna
meth
overlook
dealer?
We're going to overlook the fact that she clearly had a relationship with the dog enough that the dog didn't bark at her.
That
Oh, we already went
yeah,
through
Yeah,
that.
look,
yeah, yeah.
but that was
Thing
going to be
is,
my next
like,
thing. Like,
let's
I
not-
don't know if this dude. What if that? Like, I don't know this person, and I'm going to accuse them of
I
a
don't
high
either.
crime right now because I don't know who they are, and I feel confident doing dumb things like that on the internet. Do I know that they are not in the sale and trade of methamphetamine?
Maybe he was in this shit too.
Yeah, like, because the thing about methamphetamine that I have heard from many a meth dealer that I've met in my life, there
Many
are
a
a
meth
lot
dealer.
of those around here, former meth dealers. You throw a rock, you'll meet a meth dealer. Welcome to Florida. That women who do meth will appear often to have sex with you if you sell meth or have meth. So,
So, again,
I feel like
You're
that's been
saying
dried
that
out.
as if that takes him off the hook.
You know, it doesn't take
Oh,
him
no,
off the
no,
hook.
no,
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 it-
no,
it's a-
he's
I think
firmly on the fucking hook
It's
now.
another,
Oh, yeah,
it's another,
clearly.
point of the story. That
Yeah,
goes,
it's the point of
He's on the hook to the point he can't wiggle off.
Yeah, no. We have fully
It's
caught
more
this
so-
snook
Yeah,
that's in the
yeah.
ocean
at
now.
this point, it's more so of like the way he passed it off 100. It's like, all right, well, why is she so
Yeah.
comfortable with this?
What
Yeah.
did you
And
do?
the landlord knew about it too.
Yeah.
So it creates a whole crazy situation.
All of it just screams that you were all complicit in getting
you're
meth
complicit.
pussy.
100%.
Absolutely. Because before, even when like your acquaintances, who gives an acquaintance access to your house like that?
No.
And the reason that I'm so stone cold on the fact that she had a key was because if the police noticed that there were signs of breaking and entry,
Right, she would have been
that
out.
changes
Yeah.
that changes the whole scenario.
Yeah.
100%. All right. Well, that seems
All
like
right.
a
Let's
logical
go.
stopping point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's
so
move on.
back to cheating.
Cheater.
It's not a great way to say back to cheating.
Can I?
like-
I'm really
Yeah,
mad
just-
that again. I didn't know this was a cheating episode. I could have easily just had like Richard Greco's face pop up from Cheaters every time.
Is that the one that got stabbed?
Yeah, that's the guy who got
Yeah.
stabbed.
Oh.
You never heard of that?
Maybe.
yeah, it's
no, I mean,
well,
I was surprised.
We'll
it took
make
so
that an
long to
addendum at
happen.
the end because that's a
Yeah, I
fucking
was
great
surprised
story.
It took so long to happen. I would have stabbed his ass
All
on
right.
the first episode.
Boom. Next one. At this time in my life,
I'm sorry. That's my stabbing noise.
That's a stabbing noise. Do you make that noise while you're stabbing? Is that the noise you make?
You have to.
Yeah.
mean,
oh, that's
okay.
so
fast.
Robert, you're saying you stab people.
Oh shit. Allegedly.
Off the record, on the record,
Yeah.
off the record.
Yeah.
At this time in my life, my main chick lived in the same apartment complex, and I had a couple side chicks. Honest man.
What I'm loving most about every time you get to that point, Chelsea immediately looks at me like, this is fucking ridiculous.
No.
Every
just,
time
No,
you're
no,
like,
no.
It's just so exhausting.
No.
It's a
so
cheating episode.
I'm gonna bring y'all in on something that y'all are not privileged to, and to the
Priv-
point that I brought it.
privileged.
Yeah. So the reality of it is, when we were set up for this podcast, it was like, and some of them may have been the cheaters. It seems like all of them have been the fucking cheaters to me.
I already
'cause-
said that.
Okay, I missed that part.
Yeah, what the fuck? I said this is a cheating episode, Rob.
Yeah, you said it's
You
a
did.
cheating episode, but it could be perceived anyway. Okay, maybe I misperceived.
continue.
I thought
am-
he wasted. We thought we were gonna
it's
hit
fine.
us with some
You know,
wisdom.
time is of the essence.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
hungry. I haven't eaten all day. It's fine, Robert. No, let's keep
Oh,
going.
he's going to
man.
get cranky.
Are we gonna talk to anybody that's been cheated on?
Anyway, no,
That's a no.
It's it's crazy because the cheaters are sounding like victims.
Because
Right.
they have cheater
Well,
logic.
that's, yeah.
So that's interesting. But anyway, I was over at one of my side chicks' house who thought she was my main. we were
For those listening to the audio, Robert is currently dancing.
He's Millie
stopped
rocking.
now.
We were
dropping the Millie
drinking,
rock.
smoking, and fucking. And I wasn't driving, and she dropped me off at a bar by my apartment. So it's like cheaters have no vehicles of their own, it seems like. My girlfriend met up with, yeah, for real, like you couldn't get an Uber. What the fuck is up with these cheaters without their own? If you're dating a guy who has no car, he's going to cheat on you. That's the thread so far. All right, I wasn't driving. She dropped me off at a bar by my apartment. My girlfriend met up with me. We drank, walked home, and started arguing. This kid, who was half my size, and my girlfriend's, she was as tall as me, walks up and randomly tries to play the Caped Crusader. My girl walks away as he tries to pick a fight with me. He throws the first punch. I kick his ass and leave him laid out like a Street Fighter character. My girl never found out I was cheating, and I guess karma was teaching me a lesson. Luckily, my fists were stronger than karma this time. So the villain got away with it. I really don't know what to assess from this story.
First of all, is this person of the African American descent?
Oh, no.
This is a white guy?
Hispanic.
Hispanic. All right. I knew it had to be somebody who's brown based on the Street Fighter reference.
Wow.
White people
Wow.
don't play.
Like
white
the
people
first time
don't-
I was here, you was mad about the damn Mexican woman comment. Well,
Okay,
not mad.
yeah.
But you pointed that out as being racist.
Look, I never said I was
guess-
above it. I never
guess
said
you
I was above it.
know. It takes one to know one.
Chelsea's
Yeah.
like, let me wipe my forehead. I ain't trying to. That's
Look,
why she's quiet. She's like, I ain't losing my
My
job.
face
over you
is not on
motherfuckers."
this podcast, so I can say
I'm
stupid
keeping
shit.
my
I
job.
am keeping my job, yes.
What was I gonna say? No, white people don't play Street Fighter. Come on, it's facts.
That is a lie. You see those.
That is
I don't know where this is going.
Wait,
I
Like,
don't
people
even,
do not play
I don't
Street
even
Fighter.
think that
Azam,
happened.
yeah. I think Robert's becoming Azam and Azam is becoming Robert.
Yeah,
What
we
is
switched
that-
places today. You didn't know it.
Yeah, that really had no logic
Look,
in
as
this.
No, yeah.
former
Yeah.
I would like
GameStop
to see the data
employees,
behind
We
that, but-
did
as
work at
former GameStop
GameStop.
employees, how often, like, let's be real, if it wasn't fighting games, 96% of the people buying fighting games that weren't something super weird you and I had never heard of.
Okay, you have a point there. Okay,
I mean,
you have
I
a
know, I
point.
know,
I think when you get into the
I know
gaming
our
industry,
demos.
it's all,
You
it's
know,
all
I
weird,
think the
but-
funny part is that he had multiple side pieces, but the funny thing is they think they're the actual girlfriend.
I want to know how this guy convinced so many women to sleep with him when he didn't have a car. Like,
Maybe
where-
we don't
what
know
does
if he
have
didn't
any-
have a car, but he was definitely driven somewhere.
we're gonna let's assume he didn't have a car. As you pointed out, almost every
A
cheater
lot of
has not
cheaters
had a
do
car.
not have
I
cars.
don't think. I think the biggest problem is like he feels as though karma has already tried to serve him,
Oh, she
and
coming.
karma has not. Because one thing you never beat is karma.
Definitely not. Yeah.
You like. I get what he's saying, and the dude came up like Captain Save a Hoe. So what that basically says is that
He couldn't
you're a
save
piece
himself.
of shit.
He
You're a
couldn't
piece of
save
shit
himself.
because your main chick.
When you said Captain Savo, you broke your Captain Savo.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to say Captain Save a
No,
Hoe?
you know. I
My bad.
Have you ever heard that phrase before?
I don't think so.
Oh my God! Awesome.
I was like, that is a blackism that has been moving
So,
since
yeah,
Drake
yeah.
appeared.
Hey,
That's great.
You were
Miss
warned
Rose.
you're gonna be introduced to some shit.
you're
We told
welcome.
you. We told you.
You're welcome. So at the end of the day, like what it says to me is if this random dude decides to come up and try to whip your ass about your main chick is bad as fuck.
You know what's the crazy part? It was like, yo, I was cheating. Let me win this.
Yeah.
So this will look like I'm doing right somehow.
Yeah.
Don't-
He's
I
a
don't know,
demon.
I don't know any guy that
He is.
brags. Any guy that brags about beating up a guy that was smaller than him. I'm like,
He
okay.
shouldn't have been
Like,
trying
it's
to
not-
save. He should have saved himself.
Wait, what?
If
So you're
I think no.
you're hating on the guy who came up to try to break up the argument. Like, first of all, the argument had to be pretty bad
No.
in the middle of the street. If it's some random go,
Black logic is mind your fucking business.
boom.
If I'm not me
That's
and you,
fair.
we're having an
That's
argument,
fair.
right? Phil happens to be walking by. If you're not in danger,
okay.
mind your fucking business and keep moving.
I'm gonna-
My words are not gonna hurt you.
Dionne
Now,
Warwick
if you
walk on
see
by.
me-
I'm
yeah,
out. I'm
if
out.
you see me, if Phil sees me now
Like,
doing something aggressive
grab-
that could put
yeah.
you in harm, then you intervene. Other than that,
I'm
mind your
probably
business.
I'm probably still gonna.
We're
No,
still gonna
but-
walk away.
I'm gonna walk away. My
I'm gonna
logic
walk
is,
away.
Yeah, my logic is if he loves you and he's doing that, the
Matter
fuck
of
he's
fact-
gonna do to me?
Matter of fact, I'm whipping that phone. Rockstar.
You're what's wrong with society.
I am, but I never,
You're
I
what's
never,
wrong with society.
I never denied that. But the problem is, I'm still gonna stick to my original guns. Like, leave them side bitches alone, cause clearly your main bitch is bad. That some random dude
Yeah.
gonna try to fight you
I-
over somebody. Now,
yeah, I would like to-
unless he's not saying that shit may have gotten slightly physical. If shit didn't get physical, you have some random dude trying to approach you about a verbal disagreement that you're having with your woman. Your main bitch is bad.
What were you gonna say?
Can
What
you
were you
wait? Hold on.
No,
I
go
gotta
ahead.
give him my-
Wait,
I gotta give him my email so he can give it to his girl and have his girl email me.
That's what leads me to believe that it wasn't just verbal. Some random guy was willing to come up and try to get
Some
in the
guys are
middle.
like that.
I have never encountered them.
But
I believe
if
you.
I'm
That-
in, if I'm
but
in
I
a
believe
public
you.
I'm not gonna
situation
lie.
and a
I'm
dude
not
is,
gonna lie, Miss Rose, because you look like you can handle yourself.
That's true. But
like-
thank
but
you.
like in any situation I've been in where like I can tell like the dude is like 2 feet, 3 feet taller than the woman, and like she has not thrown the upper arm. When a woman's arm is trying to reach the head of the person she's talking to, I know that she can handle her own situation.
Fair enough.
Like if you are raising, it's fucking. I'm on the other side of the goddamn camera.
So he's pretty much going.
Yeah, that.
If you're going
If
like
you're,
this,
if she's
yeah.
like, you ain't shit, and the arm is connecting
here.
with the nose, I know no matter what happens, that woman is going
She's
to
gonna win.
probably win that fight.
Or she's at least gonna be okay.
Yeah, like when the police come, the police are gonna be like, I'm not sure who started this. Both are getting arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but if
fair.
I see somebody who's like obviously scared, which is kind of what that sounds like,
Yeah.
you have to intervene.
But there's one thing though. The problem is that because the supposed main chick that he knows is his main chick.
Right.
Or maybe she is his side
That's just-
piece. But
I don't-
neither here
Well,
nor
he
there.
acknowledged her as being the
Yeah,
main chick,
so-
so we have to go off of
So
that.
the problem is like, because she's attractive, doesn't mean he's not going to cheat. Eric
No,
Benet
no.
cheated
That
on
I'm
Halle
is,
not
Berry.
saying-
Yeah, that's true.
that
So
is-
it does not matter.
And and that's not what I'm trying to put out there. So
The motherfucker
No.
got a ride.
Like, the
That's
motherfucker-
enough for him to cheat.
Like, and on top of
In
that,
his mind,
Oh,
he
she's
should
gonna
have
pick
no
me up?
cheat.
All right, we're good.
Yeah.
and on top of that, like, it wasn't a situation wherein like I got a main chick and then I met up with my one side chick. Like, he started off to letting you know, like, he has
have
multiple
multiple.
side chicks, and he operates in a fashion to which his side chicks think that they're the main chick.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like, he a piece of shit. But what I'm trying to
Everybody
say is,
here, you know, I was low key wanting a story where I'm like, you know what?
maybe
You-
this
you-
guy's justified.
We
Yeah,
agree.
I was-
Like
I
we
was
agree.
like,
We support you. Yeah,
I'd
no.
say so. Okay,
Yeah,
at
I was
the
I was
end-
looking
at the
forward to
end-
like maybe a woman who was like, you know what, he was a piece of shit, and you
Yeah.
know it was the last straw I had, and I made
Yeah,
one
you
mistake,
deserve it,
but I
yeah.
learned from it. Like none of that. So far, it's been
No.
like, yeah, I fucked many of them hoes. And you're like,
Many of
oh,
these
wow.
And then like and then he
and then
thought,
vilify him at the end, like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, well, she was.
These
So they feel
stories have me
justified
s-
for fucking other women.
For
Yeah,
real.
I
yeah.
was gonna say these
Horrible.
stories have me so fucked up. I'm not even the voice of reason anymore.
Yeah, you.
I'm
fell
fucking
to the abyss.
confused and angry.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I
And
mean,
hungry.
Like, it's,
I'm deeply hungry. Yeah.
So these are so we're down to our final two.
We're down to our
Ooh.
final two. We have
Down to-
time for
All
two
right, I'm
more.
be
if we-
quiet, I'm
if
be
we
quiet.
can keep Robert in the order.
Robert said that's the biggest lie.
Yeah,
Besides
you're not
these
gonna be
guys,
quiet, but
then
it's
these
all right.
people were faithful.
yo, I'm gonna be quiet, but Phil gave me a mic, so it's not my fault I'm talking. See,
That's
And
fair.
invited him here.
I mean, I like how I don't get no credit for my wielding of a mixing board, but all right,
Oh
it's
no,
fine, whatever,
Azam,
it's
you're
cool.
the guy behind the board.
Yeah, no, I get you.
This is getting emotional.
right.
Yeah, that's
Didn't turn down my volume, so there.
I
it
did
is.
not. I did not turn down his volume
I
yet.
can make him do that.
Yes. You've been warned.
I was a bartender at a restaurant where a lot of families and tourists come to visit. What was that?
I don't
First of all,
know.
what's your problem with bartenders at a restaurant? All right.
I feel like this is gonna be a hot take. This podcast
One
is gonna go
day-
long. Whatever.
One day I'm on an open close shift and work the night shift with my girlfriend. Halfway through my morning shift, two girls from upstate New York sit at the bar. I check their IDs and we get to talking. I was definitely making their pina coladas with dark rum, so they started feeling themselves. So he knew, I'm gonna save that. Turns out they're the hippie stoner type, so they asked me to smoke a joint when I get off, which is when I decided that it was the perfect time to take my break. Another bartender showed up early for his shift, and so I asked him please to go on early. So we go to my car and spark one. That's when they asked me if I wouldn't mind driving them to their timeshare they were staying at. I said sure, and quickly got stuck in traffic. So my hour for lunch break is up, and I'm just now getting their timeshare in a really nice resort. Before I pull up to their building, they asked me to come upstairs for a bit. I told them I couldn't because I was already late. He didn't say he had a girl over.
Yeah, there's the key right there. I can't. I'm faithful to my woman. No, I can't.
I'm about to
I got to
be-
go back to work.
I'm more faithful to my job. Okay, which at my job didn't really matter. So he was playing coy. They really started. They started kissing on my neck. I couldn't resist. They ended up being in the penthouse suite. They take me to the room and it was badass. The wall behind the headboard, it was completely mirrored. There was a lake view king size bed and I could watch the girls shower from the bed, which I did. It was like a porno. They took turns going down on me, playing with each other. Then it got real hot. Whoa, okay. It got real hot when one of the girls said, "Put it in her butt."
This sounds fake as shit. This story. I'm calling it out right now. This is fake as shit.
Yeah,
No
everything's
fucking
fucked up.
way.
I normally do that. You fucking you do that.
There's no way.
After we were fucking for a while, I was looking at myself in the mirror like Patrick Bateman. One of the chicks was a little too drunk and ran off to the bathroom to throw up. It kind of killed the whole action, and I was about 2 hours late to my shift. So I jumped in my car and finally made it back to work after an almost 3-hour lunch break. Wow. I did tell a couple of people about what happened and why I was late. Somehow my girlfriend didn't hear anything, so I went over to her place after work. Now, I can't remember if we fucked before or after we showered. Wow.
That's your first wow?
No, I was holding it internally the whole time. But the fact that he was like, I don't know if while I was cheating I showered, but yeah, so. But out of nowhere, she hit me with the question and asked me if I had gone slept with the 2 girls at the bar. Safe to say him and the girlfriend worked together. I simply replied yes. Does it still count as cheating if she stayed with me and we kept fucking for many months later?
I mean, yeah, it
Yes.
still counts as cheating.
Yes,
1000%.
absolutely.
100 million percent it
It's
counts as cheating.
That's cheating. And you know, that's cheating because you didn't even have the decency to clean off.
Cheating.
No, I mean, it's cheating, but it's like at least try to clean up the crime scene. You're going to shack up with your girl and you still smelling like.
The other girl. Yeah,
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 that
no, I
is
get what you're
wild.
saying. I think the most disturbing part of that story is that he compared himself to the serial,
Bateman
the
for
killer, the
fucking-
murderer. You're like, what? What? That's,
Yeah.
yeah,
She
red
said,
flag.
I
red
look like
flag.
Patrick. We both looked at each other
I
like,
was like,
the fucking that movie?
Did he just say like
The
murderer?
fucking
Yeah.
guy who killed
Out of-
Jared Leto?
Out of all the stories, I feel like he was vilified he was justified for what he did.
No.
I just
No,
wanted to say that. I just wanted to
absolutely
say
not.
that to get y'all.
And that story
No.
just proves if it's real, which I don't know.
It's-
That
yeah,
story
it's
just
a-
proves
Well-
that it all just is one simple choice that he made and go,
Period.
oh, let me get these girls, drunk and yeah,
Period.
sure, I'll give you a ride.
He-
Yeah,
he
sure,
put the
I'll do all
dark
this. Yeah.
and pina colada, like
Period.
I used to be a bartender.
you don't put dark
Period.
liquor in pina colada, dude.
Generally, it's a
Period.
frozen drink. It's you're wasting good rum if you're doing
So
that.
he
yeah.
knew off
Yeah,
rip
I was like,
Yeah.
in my head, I'm like, I'm not a bartender, but that's a Wells. That's
So-
a Wells drink only.
Period.
1000%.
Yeah.
So he did that on purpose, like,
Yeah.
okay, I know
Oh,
this
ladies,
is
here
what.
I'm giving you the good stuff. Here
Yeah.
you go, yeah.
When in
I like how
reality, it's
he-
like this was some shit that was
I
under
like
the
how
fucking
Robert's
cleaning
slowly
material.
like whispering in the background.
I don't even know what you're saying over there, but
Period.
yeah.
Like, okay. So I used to work in hospitality. And the
Yeah.
one thing that I know as a male in hospitality, women look at you differently. And it really depends on their dynamics. So if she's married and she's with her husband, she'll take a couple flirts from you and it's cool. But if she's single, she'll hit on you as much as you hit on her. Then you have to take in consideration that he basically pulled a Bill Cosby without Quaaludes. Like he knew that the brown liquor was going to have a certain effect on them. So he went ahead and he made pina colada with brown rum.
You don't do that.
That is not, that's not conducive to the recipe. Again, if this story is true. Because there are some elements like
I'm
that part of the story and the chicks, feeling whatever they feeling for him. I can. But now you telling me you laying in the room and you watching them in the shower. That part seems a little
Yeah.
like you
The
watched
penthouse.
porn.
The moment he went penthouse,
yeah.
badass. I'm
I
like,
was
get the
like,
fuck
fuck.
out of
Like
here.
Like,
you watched the porn and was like,
This could be
Phil
me.
does a podcast.
Right.
So how can I write this great enough to get on there? Now, here's the other thing. Drunk bitches. Drunk bitches is drunk bitches. And the reality of it is,
He said that 5 times in one sentence. That's
drunk,
ridiculous.
drunk bitches is drunk bitches. And what I mean by that statement is a chick that is drunk enough to throw up, you have to take in
Her
consideration.
inhibition was low.
No. Here's the part that you overlooking. It took them an hour to get from the bar to the room. So if she was sick enough to vomit, she would have vomited within that hour. But what you want me to believe is she made it that hour. Then she took a
CSI
shower.
over here.
Then she took a shower. She was eating poon in the shower. They were switching off. Now they giving you head and all of this shit here. And let's say 45 minutes into the experience, 45 minutes to an hour in the experience, all of a sudden she's sick enough to vomit. First off, sir, you're a liar. I don't think this whole story happened the way that it happened. I think there may have been 2 chicks. I think you might have got the better part of them. And then I think the shit wasn't what you thought it was going to be. So I don't think there was this whole 3-hour break. I think the shit was 30 minutes. You got to the apartment. You thought you was about to lay some pipe like you was fucking Mario and Luigi. And then the bitch threw up and you was like, the shit is fucked up. And your chick found out about it because 9 times out of 10, if you're in the hospitality industry, she is too, and that's how she knew.
Yeah, and let me tell you something too. If a girl is asking you, so did you sleep with those 2
She
women?
knew.
She already knows. Okay, she already knows.
You're a liar, and you don't have to fluff up your story for us. Here's the reality: if you got 2 bitches, great, but you already got one, so you probably
Don't be
should have stuck
greedy.
with her.
Don't
don't
get
be
greedy.
because sometimes the grass is not greener on the other side.
Usually it's not. Yeah.
It's usually not.
Yeah.
And Here's the question that I have for you.
What is that, Rob?
How did these drunk bitches get to the bar and then weren't able to get back to their timeshare?
Uber.
So they couldn't call an Uber?
And was their timeshare an hour away? Why are you going to a restaurant that's
no.
an hour?
Traffic was
'cause
bad.
traffic was bad. Got
Traffic
it.
was bad. And how many in what part of New York were they at a timeshare?
No.
Oh, they were probably in Orlando.
They're-
I'm gonna go with that was an Orlando story.
So they were
Everything
from,
about that
so they were
scream-
from New York.
Screams
Yeah.
Orlando too.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Okay,
whole
that's
story
the-
just
okay.
like irradiated
That's pretty good.
Orlando.
That's pretty good.
And
should be
I
a game
could
that
go.
you play.
I could
I
go
know.
with
Tell
that.
a story.
And there's
Crazy.
still-
Kazovsky.
And there's
What?
still the possibility that you could get caught in traffic for an hour in Orlando. But my problem is, if this bitch was drunk enough to throw up, and there was no mention of additional alcohol, how did she make it?
You know what? I think it's because they were crossfaded because they were smoking weed and
Yeah,
drinking.
That
Okay,
normally could
so
do
they
that.
had
See, but that's
brown.
normally worse
But
though. If
even-
I'm drunk and then I smoke weed and you get like the
But that even
Wawas,
goes-
like back in the day, like you throw up
Back in the
immediately.
day, that's a cool saying.
Again, though, that
College, you know, I don't
but
have
that
time for
still
that anymore.
that still goes back to my point because the weed smoking happened before the hour delay in traffic.
But you got to understand, they did it probably before getting there, and then they told him to smoke a joint afterwards.
You still
so they're
not
drinking.
understanding how you proving my point.
I just
So
want to know
you
what.
saying they was high,
They're probably.
then got drunk off the wrong shit, then smoked again.
I don't know if
then
they
sat
drank-
in traffic an hour, then went to the room, had fucking mad porn sex in the shower.
I don't
my
know about
whole-
that.
My whole thing is the timeline
breaking it
doesn't
down.
match up. If
True.
a bitch is drunk enough to throw up, I'm sorry. Let me be personable and PR. If a person
Oh, so
is
hold
drunk
on, wait.
enough-
It took him this whole
Yeah,
podcast.
because I want to say, it's
You
fucked
have
up.
said
It's
the
fucked up.
word
I mean,
bitches
I don't.
Yeah, he said.
37 times.
Yeah.
I
I've
probably
I've been
did, and
counting.
you're lying. It probably was 50. But listen, I don't
he's
mean
honest.
nothing by it. But if a person is drunk enough to vomit, they're drunk enough to vomit within that first hour.
I just want to know where this guy works that he's allowed to take a 3-hour break without letting
For
anybody
real,
know.
yeah,
Like,
I need
come
to be
back.
Yeah,
there.
all of it is bullshit.
All of it, I'm like,
It's 10 out of 10 garbage. You're a liar.
Nah, I'm gonna go 15 out of 10.
15 out of 10?
Yeah.
okay,
he's
I
in
agree.
the
We'll go
neg-
high.
He's in the negative.
He's in the
Yeah,
arrears.
fuck out of here.
Like,
He's in the
Like,
arrears.
next time you bring
I
a
mean-
story, I want to hear about like some fucking ugly panties. I want to know
Bro.
about a bad
Yes!
fucking hotel.
Reality is way better than this
Just
made-up
fucking-
story.
this is-
Sometimes it is. Like you tell me. It's
I like how
worse.
everyone, y'all not mad that this motherfucker is cheating. Y'all mad because he's lying.
Well,
he's
first
a
of all,
cheater.
We don't
no,
believe- we don't
all right,
believe
wait,
that the
wait,
story-
wait, hold
we
up.
don't believe that the story is real.
Not only it's not just that I don't believe the story is real. All of these stories, like especially this one, it has porn logic, and no dude who has ever cheated has gotten porn logic sex from it. You are downgrading. No man who has ever cheated has ever upgraded on their cheat. It is not a
Says
thing.
who?
Men do not.
Kevin
upgrade.
Federline went from messing with a girl on Moesha to Britney Spears. He fucked up.
He did up. I think that's the. I think that's.
Did
I think
he?
that's the asterisk.
Did he?
And he got Britney Spears pregnant. This is during
think that's
Toxic and all. He yo.
I think that's an asterisk.
No, he.
No,
he-
that
no,
is-
I'm
that
agreeing
is-
with you. I
No, no,
think
I'm
that's
telling
an
him.
asterisk.
Yeah.
I think, but I agree with you in most times. I mean, yeah, you could say Britney Spears went crazier than a motherfucker, but even in her craziest point, her net worth value, cuckoo kachoo, was way more than the bitch from Moesha.
Yo, cuckoo kachoo.
Yeah, because this motherfucker went in the barbershop and cut off all her own hair.
No, yeah, she had a
Yeah.
mental breakdown.
And
That's
he
what
was
that was,
probably
but,
part of the
And I'm not-
reason why.
yeah, 1,000%. Yeah.
He may have been.
Yeah.
But,
Look.
Okay, so
You're-
I'm still on your point. You're right.
we're not disagreeing at all.
All
Yeah,
you are
before she
saying is
got cuckoo
one
kachoo.
fucking example. One.
But
That is
One example
But it
in human
exists.
history of a man doing the impossible.
It exists.
One.
Shit,
The
Christians-
impossible.
Arnold Schwarzenegger
Christians
couldn't
believe
fucking do it.
Jesus was born from an immaculate conception and died. for
Jesus,
their sins.
you're comparing
He's
Kevin
one
Federline
man.
to Jesus right now? This is this podcast?
Yeah,
Kevin
this is where I have
Federline
to bow out.
equals
Ugh.
Jesus?
all right,
All right,
yeah.
let's
so,
go to the last story.
Yeah. Rob just took this shit. I never had too much.
Next month, you'll see a
on
merch
a
drop.
Sunday, he's
An
talking
official
shit.
Poppy Negro podcast merch drop with
I
Kevin
didn't- I didn't know
Federline
what the
equals Jesus
came-
shirts.
He meant Jesus, like the guy that does landscaping or something. I don't know.
He
know
meant
where
Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
we're getting
Now,
smited.
that's good karma there.
You started choking immediately, bro.
That was good karma.
What's
Like
the last story?
Kevin Federline coming up on Britney Spears was good karma.
Get the fuck out of here. What's the next story?
Thank
Let's
you.
go. We'll talk about this off air.
There we
Off
go.
mic,
There
yeah.
we go.
Okay, all right. So boom. So this one,
Is that how it starts? So boom.
I just do that.
Okay, got it.
It's like a unsaid thing where they we told you the blackisms that
Captain Save-A-Ho, though, I'm stealing that one for sure. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I
Captain
think what
Save-A-Ho.
killed me about that most, I'm like, you work on a pop radio station, and no one has ever even remotely mentioned that about Drake. Like, I didn't hear the phrase Captain Save-A-Ho until Drake became a part of the public
You
consciousness.
never heard that?
That's
really-
because you're young.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm
He's
younger.
older than me, and I've heard that.
Yeah.
I'm also like, let's be real. I'm sure most of your viewers definitely think I'm white.
No,
He-
I
what-
thought you was whitish.
Yeah.
They
But
can't
anyway,
see me and they hear my
alright,
voice.
All right. That's why I say boom to.
Got it.
You see
Yeah,
how
no,
it's
no.
why?
That's fine.
All
But
right,
I mean,
Robert, don't do it.
No, I mean, it
okay,
makes
so
sense.
the person starts up
I was
as.
surprised that Phil heard of it. But anyway, let's go. So, last story.
All right. Boyfriend and I had been together for 6 years. We are Hispanic.
This is a woman. Ooh.
Oh, God. Boyfriend was very attentive when it came to taking care of necessities. Within the first 2 years of dating, I had started chatting with an ex playing Resident Evil 5 online. Now, at the time, I had no means of transportation. Yo, I told you.
Why do all of
every
them not have
cheater
no
has
cars?
no
What is
transport-
this? What is this?
Every cheater has no transportation. This is fucking hilarious. I couldn't physically cheat on the boyfriend. I began feeling a sense of separation. So she's like, okay, making excuses. I approached him, mind you, living adjacent to his parents' bedroom, whom had very traditional views, letting him know, hey, I feel like I'm connecting with another person other than my partner. What can we do to fix this? So what the fuck? You told his parents this?
Yeah, no, I'm very confused already by this.
Wow.
I'm already frustrated.
Okay. We both try fixing things. He begins with taking me out, requesting days off to have us time. The spark returned. I was the dude in the sexual department. He would tease me with sexual promises. I literally had a friend to do a PowerPoint presentation on how awesome.
Wait a motherfucking minute. We're not gonna move past that. So when do we hold the fuck up? Yo, when we started
Yeah.
this shit, I thought it was a female.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Wait, but
Then you just said
read,
I'm the dude in the.
I think she was saying she is. I think
Oh.
she's saying that like
So
she's
she's
turning.
the aggressor.
Yeah,
she's more sexually
She's
active.
the
Oh,
dude in the
please.
situation. Quotes.
Please
Quotations.
clear that up, 'cause
Quotations.
even
I'm
you was
yeah, we
like-
were both like, are we about to hear a pegging story?
Okay.
No,
we
no,
both had
no.
the same look like, oh shit. Didn't know that was happening tonight.
That fucked me up, yo. So I was, that's she's pretty much saying that in the relationship.
Okay, yeah. So it's not a pegging story. Okay, continue.
You know because you're reading it, so you know it's from a female. So okay.
Yeah.
All right, my bad.
continue.
My bad.
I literally had a friend do a PowerPoint presentation on how awesome of a female that's willing to go down whenever. Fast forward about 7 years later.
Wait. She had a friend made her a PowerPoint presentation
What kind
to
of-
explain
this
that
is-
her
this is a
enjoyment of
different
giving the
kind
head.
cheating. A PowerPoint? Motherfuckers don't even have a do or don't. Fuck, like that's different.
So she was making the PowerPoint for what her to just to like take around and be like, look, here's a PowerPoint presentation on how I'm willing
I'm
to.
just, what you
Yeah.
see?
like just
My
to,
PowerPoint
just
is
to give
I
it to anybody. Like,
Yeah,
what?
You
yeah.
know what I love about the podcast? Shit just connects somehow. You remember how I told you about, no friend is gonna tell you some shit like that unless you're on that same level. Not only was this friend on the same level, they made a PowerPoint.
A PowerPoint presentation
Bitch,
that's
we
like,
need- we
I
need
suck
to
dick
chart-
daily.
Bitch,
The-
we need, matter of fact, she didn't even say bitch. She was like, ho, we need to chart this out. 'Cause, you know,
we need
hoes
to
know
chart
hoes.
this out.
All right, so
Another
fast
shirt that's
forward-
coming to you in our merch store.
Fast forward about 7 years later, we get married. After being married less than 2 years, familiar emotions begin again.
Yeah, marriage is hard.
Only this time I confided in my friends to seek help in a familiar emotional territory. Many nights I cried thinking I wasn't good enough. I couldn't keep the attention of my husband. Alas, work began being the other woman this time around. He was a workaholic. Okay. That's like the traditional, oh, you work too much.
Yeah, demonizing him.
Yeah,
for you cheating.
yeah.
But go ahead.
Seemed to take him back to a provider mindset and leaving me plenty of nights alone. And this is like underlined. There were nights I would have to sleep over with girlfriends just so I wouldn't not be in the situation of having feelings for someone else. I think she knew she probably would do some shit. But okay. At the time, I started to work at a wholesale to keep me busy. I started talking to
Wholesale.
Wholesale.
What the fuck is a wholesale?
I mean,
No, I was saying wholesale.
Wholesale. Oh.
Oh.
The fuck is
up?
a wholesale?
That's when you sell a
What are you
hoe.
gonna say, Joe?
no, I wasn't gonna say anything. I was like,
Oh,
like
okay.
a
I
wholesale
started
store.
talking
Yeah.
Yeah.
to this, call him serviceman. That's fucked up. Coworker that turned out to have mutual friends. It started with a company party. This sounds like a movie. I never heard of
It
like
is.
people. Okay,
It is. It's that movie with Beyonce and Idris Elba.
Yeah, okay. Obsessed.
Yeah.
The provider knew of it. He chose to work that night. Dang. Oh, so she's mad he didn't
Go to the
there.
company
He
party
went
with
to-
her. Yeah.
He chose to work that night. He decided to drop me off at the location. Then he couldn't get out in time from work to pick me up. Not even reading all of it. I bet you the service dude took her there. This sounds so textbook. It's ridiculous. Then he couldn't get out in time to pick me up. Then I carpooled with serviceman. Knew it. Since we both happened to make plans with the same mutual friends after the company party. He complimented me, and one thing led to another. Whoa!
Sucking dick.
Yo, one thing led to another. I was throat deep on serviceman's dick. Wow.
Jesus, for like one night, there was a decision that was made in your mind before you got in
Yeah.
that car.
Yeah. She
yeah.
definitely woke up that morning. She's like, I'm
You
sucking
know-
that
I'm
man's
cheating
whole
today.
dick.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, it was building up for years.
Period.
Yeah.
It was building up for years, and I'll save that thought for later. We both had a mutual agreement not to speak of what occurred between us because we both had something to lose. He had a wife and a kid on the way. Damn, he ain't shit. After a year of the
Shit. He's an opportunist.
No, he still ain't shit,
He
but he
still
is
ain't
also an
shit.
opportunist.
He's an ain't shit opportunist.
That's fair.
after a year of this affair going on, I had to come clean to
A
my
year? Fuck out of here. Can I leave now? Can I leave now?
I'll drop your mic.
Well, I had to come clean to my provider. Now, at the time, I broke the biggest traditional family value of cheating on my provider. It was conflicting that I was sexually deprived and couldn't seek solace in my husband. I told him flat out that I have been feeling neglected for months, really years, reflecting now how it becomes something more than just feeling wanted again. His response to me was, let's pretend that this didn't happen and move on with things how they were.
It won't work. It won't work.
My nigga.
What? Okay, we'll get to that later. I was so upset that I couldn't let things stay like that. After many pleas of not letting things stay that way, we eventually have sex somehow going to bed after, like it was another night. It was the most detached I've felt in any relationship with a person. In no way, shape, or form am I excusing my action. I'm happy she said that because excusing my action, but I was not alone in the manner of how it led to the cheating. I realized that I was craving something. Fast forward to another 6 months.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Motherfuck this story.
this is a long one, bro. There was an out-of-state opportunity that I couldn't pass up.
Use a hoe. Ho!
Are we shaming guys?
10 out
I
of
don't know.
10.
We're not shaming, but like
10 out of 10 buy each
we
other
don't
a
even
fucking
need to
Coke.
finish. We don't even need to finish this story.
No, this is long.
This
a
is
long
no.
affair.
We
What
got
else could she
it's
fucking
mu-
say
It's
at
so
this
much
point?
we could dissect. We both leave our childhood town and move to a state that we had no family and friends. Oh, they cheated.
Cause use a hoe.
Within 4 months of moving, we make a small group of acquaintances. I make plans for St. Patty's Day. We all know how drinking gives us liquid courage. I don't think she needed liquid courage.
She
to-
did.
No.
She's a hoe.
Ho, 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 ho.
And I'm not even mad at you for being a hoe.
However, we are currently separating. We have a great relationship
Yep.
now as friends,
Yep.
and we realize we just grown apart after so many years of being together. It happens to most relationships.
Nope.
Bro, I was a freak then. I'm a freak now.
Yep.
I'm not ashamed to admit that. I love sex and the opportunities of exploring my sexuality as an adult. As an adolescent, yes, you have that drive, but you're still figuring it out. The connection between two people is almost a cosmic high. Now, one thing I'd like to point out.
No.
No, this is.
Y'all
I'm
both
reading.
are like,
I'm
let's
reading.
go.
I'm reading. One thing I'd like to point out is that people change whether for the better or for the contrary. I don't believe in bad blood between people. Honesty is how I roll. Okay. Regardless of consequences, because at the end of the day, I must take responsibility for my happiness in life. I do not feel the need to lie as an adult when it comes to relationships, even in hardships of my own. Knowing when I'm wrong or when someone points my faults, that is a lesson that needs to be learned.
Go ahead.
Well, that's good and everything. I just, as someone who got married really young and had that relationship fail, I can understand where she's coming from as far as like feeling detached or not wanted or anything like that. But that's where you make the decision of communication. You don't just go and cheat. And like, I wish people understood that if you're having trouble in your relationship now, getting married is not going to fix it. It's only going to make it worse.
Facts.
The thing is like he was having thoughts of cheating
Obviously.
since the beginning.
Obviously.
And they cheated on the person while they're living in their hometown.
Yeah.
And the guy himself, it's like, great, you're a workaholic, but the problem is that he told you she cheated, and I feel like she wouldn't respect him after that because he didn't go like, what the fuck? He was just very passive with it. So after that, the respect is gone. Like, he's like, yeah, okay.
Well, and the fact is, you can try to ignore a problem all you want to. It ain't gonna go away. It's gonna sit there and
To
fester
act like nothing
and like,
ever
yeah,
happened.
Yeah, no, that's not
Nah,
gonna
I
happen.
can't move out with you doing some shit like that. Nah, not at all.
Robert.
All right.
Yeah, go
He
for it.
looks
'cause
so
apparently we're
bored.
the same
I
person.
He
just
looks
wanted
so
y'all to get
bored.
out all of y'all points. So let me start off with the first thing that caught y'all attention. Like, she communicates with her family. There are some people, and 9 times out of 10, she's either an only child or they don't have a lot of kids. So the communication between parents is great. That's not even about what I'm about to fucking jump into. Because what y'all totally overlooked was how many fucking times she referred to him as provider.
Yeah, I was
Because
totally thinking
Yeah,
that.
that's
That's
interesting.
what
Yeah, yeah.
she saw him,
Him as,
as.
yeah.
So the reason why you felt detached was because you were not attracted to him. You was attracted to the fact that he was a provider.
Provider.
So you a hoe. Why? Because hoes get paid for sex. Whatever.
Wait,
Take it.
hold on,
Hold
wait.
Yeah,
on.
all right.
Hold on.
Hey,
Hold
no,
on,
Rob,
that's not done.
Yeah.
Rob.
Wait,
Rob, we
but
gotta
you
stop
have
right
to-
there. Rob,
Hold
no,
up.
Rob,
We-
we gotta.
we-
Let's
yo.
unpack that. Let's unpack that.
Let me
Let's
say
unpack
right
that.
now,
Unpack
when I
that.
agree with you on the whole thing, I'm saying you're allowed to be as sexually free as you would like to be. You are
Exactly.
also, but when you say a hoe is a hoe because she gets paid for it, no. There are tons of women on this planet who are like, I am a
Who
proud hoe
get-
who will sleep with whoever I so choose. It is my choice. If I want to
There-
lick
there
his
are-
asshole,
there
I
are-
will.
There
Getting
are
paid-
multiple levels of hoism. As it pertains to this hoe was getting paid. And she wanted you to know it by referring to
But
him
that's not
as
Rob.
her husband.
No.
Rob, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that
No. It's not about what you're saying, because I was real quiet and let you both say what you were saying.
We're
The
both
reality of
trying
it-
to save you.
interrupts
You're
the whole
aware,
podcast.
right?
Hey, wait,
We're trying to save you.
no.
You
it's not
you
even
can't
saying-
save me because the
Alright,
reality.
fine, fuck it.
You're right.
This is what I wanted to
here's
say,
what,
though,
here's
bro.
what makes it worse. When you try to interject and you haven't even fully heard my thought process. The fact of the matter is, you can sugarcoat it as much as you want to, and I got to take credit for my this, that, and the third. The reality was you married him because he was a provider. So you were never going to be sexually attracted to him. So cheating was inevitable because what you're going to go for is what it is that you're looking for.
We're not disagreeing with that.
So, but I didn't even get to say that before y'all was like, "Oh, I'm trying to
You
save
did. You did.
You did, yeah.
What we're trying to say is
No.
It was the whole part
I
that we're
was
trying
talking.
to save you on.
Listen, at the end of the day, are we disagreeing that she's a hoe?
We're
Well,
disagreeing on what you said
we're
about the
saying
hoes
that
for money.
this is what
part.
we want to.
Who
so-
gives a fuck about that? What I'm saying is, she's a hoe. She's a hoe in this situation. You can disagree with what I said only as it pertains to this because you don't believe it. But the reality of it is, yeah, there's some hoes that
He's
hold
very passionate about.
Yeah.
because what I'm trying to get out is my point, and y'all keep interfering with the fact that you're just basing it on the fact that, oh, well, there's hoes that fuck for free. Yeah, but I'm talking about this hoe who was fucking her provider. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, there's a lot of hoes that fuck for free, but we're not talking about those hoes. We're talking about this hoe. This
right,
hoe
fair.
who
I
was
apologize.
this hoe who was so strong in her hoism, she didn't even refer to her husband. She didn't even refer to her husband as her husband, but as her provider. That's almost like 90 Day Fiance shit. Like, you married this man because he could provide for you, which then goes back to my first point. This is why you have this open communication with your parents, because 9 times out of 10, you express to your parents, this motherfucker ain't for me. And your parents was like, he's a great provider. So you get into
I was
that.
thinking that like he was talking to her.
can I-
And-
I
and
wanna-
I thought
parents.
she was talking to his
I
parents.
thought she was talking
That's
to
what-
his parents.
That's
what
how I heard
That's
it.
why I was like, yeah, that's
That's
Yeah.
why I thought that was weird.
Yeah,
I
she-
thought it was
That's
his
how-
parents.
okay, so even
Yeah, that's
still,
weird.
Yeah.
even still. Now, let's go to the last point.
Go for it.
He's okay with it because 9 times out of 10 is one of two scenarios. He understands. We're gonna go best case scenario. He understands that he works hard, and he's not there for her, so he could understand why she was put in that position. The other one though, on some fuck shit, maybe he ain't working as hard as she think he working. Maybe he's okay with you fucking around because he's
'Cause he
fucking
was-
around.
Okay,
I know the other guy.
Make
I doubt it.
one
I know-
addendum. I want to apologize for interrupting you. That latter point, fantastic. I apologize.
No, but here's my whole thing. I'm gonna say some shit that's gonna be whatever.
Yeah, I can't.
But-
I just want to make
But
sure.
the reality of it is, like, we don't really know because we know what they tell us.
Yeah, fair.
And that's what we have to go off of.
Yeah.
But the thing, you have to also find those red flags. It is a red flag like a motherfucker that if I'm married to a female and she talking about me to somebody else and she keeps referring to me as the provider, like, who the fuck is this nigga?
Yeah, big red flag.
Yeah.
Like, that's huge. Like, I get it because of the story. You're not going to say his name, but at least be like,
My
so
ex-husband.
my husband or at this point, my ex-husband, or as the story is progressing, you didn't even get to the point that y'all were exes. So leading up to the ex part, so my husband, she said, and if you go back, she said provided at least 7 to 8
Yeah.
times.
The
Yeah.
funny
She said
part
husband
is,
like twice.
The
Yeah.
funny part, she says the provider and the dude she cheated with, the serviceman.
Yeah.
That's what I was like.
So like the thing with the serviceman, I'm like, by serviceman, is he like fix things?
He
Or is
fixed something.
Or is he a veteran?
And it could
That was the other thing. I'm like,
It could be a play-
I need
no,
more
it could
information.
be a play on words because at the end of the day, she had needs that needed to be serviced,
Serviced.
and he was the serviceman.
Okay, all right, I guess.
Because at
That's-
the end of the day, she put
That's-
the husband into perspective as being the provider. Because now she didn't have a car. No, I'm blending stories.
No. She said she had no transportation.
yeah,
Okay.
she didn't have a
Y'all
fucking
were
car.
like,
We're like,
None
yeah,
of these
this-
motherfuckers
Okay,
got cars.
so at the end of the day, whatever it was that he did for a living was enough to take care of them. And she was 9 times out of 10 working to keep herself busy.
Yeah, so obviously.
Because
yeah.
if that were not the case, he wouldn't be the provider, would he?
Fair.
Because without you needing employment,
Then why would you need them? The problem is,
I think she just, and I'm sorry because I get long-winded. So at the end of the day, I think it was a situation of convenience. So
Absolutely.
now I'm gonna still call you a hoe, but I'm not gonna say it in a way that I feel like this was probably influentially not your fault. I think you got talked into a marriage that you didn't want.
you know what? This is
Because it's okay to be a freak.
the problem with this
Yeah.
is that I know the person, and I know that
But
guy.
that's what you know.
No,
That's
no,
not
but
what we
I'm
know.
saying, so like I can say that like, oh, those two were just together, and it seemed like they were doing stuff that they both agreed upon. So hearing that, but you could kind of tell that someone's more docile, and the other
And she
person.
may be,
No, he was.
and that's fine too. And that would also go into why he was okay with the fact that you cheated.
Nah, you see that I can't abide
See,
by.
and it's the problem. The problem is you're dealing with what you know. We're dealing.
I'm saying as a guy,
No,
knowing
no.
your significant other cheated on
No,
you,
no,
and
no,
you're
no.
like,
I don't know how you
No,
feel
no,
yeah,
no.
let's.
See, but I also
Yeah.
feel like part of that is because you know them. See, because what I said was it was one of two things. Like he either acknowledged the fact that he knew he worked too much or he was cheating. That's it. There's no outside
I don't know.
of that.
I don't know anything about that. I'm just saying from
Okay.
what I see.
So,
but
I
as a
mean-
man speaking, if someone goes, "I cheated on you," you're like, "No, let's forget about that." No, because at that moment you're supposed to be like, "No, I don't tolerate that.
Which
I work
leads-
hard."
Which leans more so to my
But, like-
second theory, which is like I'm willing to overlook.
You have a
it
second
because-
theory.
No, my second theory. My
That
first
he's-
theory was
He
Oh,
works
okay.
too
he
much.
worked a lot.
Okay.
That he's
Second
cheating.
one is
Yeah.
because he's
He's
cheating. So it
cheating too, yep.
leads to the second theory because I'm only okay with you cheating if I know I'm cheating, but you don't know about it.
Do they have kids?
Nah.
Oh, well then
because
shit.
they ain't fucking enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my only
Yeah.
excuse.
Clearly.
And she did make
and
it abundantly
based upon
clear
her
her
letter-
favorite kind of sex did not involve the
Right.
sexual organ of reproduction.
Yeah.
Hey, you
So-
can-
She
you
was
can
getting
swallow
all of her
kids and not
vitamins.
get pregnant.
Anyway, so one thing I know, Robert.
Boo.
I killed the both of you. That one right past
Yeah,
you.
I was like,
Boo.
but
Don't boo me. I got him. I don't give a shit. You both laughed.
You
So-
act as though, like I said it. She was like she was throat deep.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's the
So
crazy-
I'm not saying, oh, just randomly, oh, this bitch only sucked dick. No, she said she sucked the dick.
enjoys it.
A coinky dink.
Had a friend make a
That's the word of the
PowerPoint.
day.
Yeah.
If this episode isn't named Kawinky Dink, I will be very disappointed.
Agreed.
You know what's the crazy part?
I don't have the power for that.
Now, one thing I want to say before we close up, what me and Azam wanted to like bleed out even more to make a subtopic is that hoism and being a sex worker.
Yeah.
It's not interchangeable.
Yeah.
So
It's not. But it also doesn't mean that
but in the
because you're not.
situation,
In this
And
situation,
that's-
your
and
description.
I actually addressed that. And
Yeah.
when you watch it over, you will see that I said.
I don't watch this back like it's fucking game
But
film.
at the end of the day,
I review
they
it.
are not the same. But
But
it
in this
doesn't make one
situation-
less of a hoe than the other. In my opinion, a hoe is a hoe is
Oh,
a
yeah.
hoe.
And,
And it's like that. It's that double standard. So
Yeah.
a man can say I cheat because my sex drive is high and I'm a freak.
Haitian men don't. But yeah,
Yeah.
swear to God.
That's your point that you keep driving. I know.
it's
Yeah,
factual.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
talk about this so much on the
So
podcast.
I mean, it's like that. It's that double standard, and I think that what I presented in this podcast was the bad double standard, which is like, oh well, hoe is a hoe is a hoe is a hoe. I will acknowledge that.
You know what's the funny part? I felt like having you on, it's like he went bizarro Robert Bass. Like he's not like this in all the other, but he was like, ho, 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 bitch, 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 bitch. I was like, jeez.
Nah, it wasn't even
thankfully
that.
I'm not-
That
yeah.
moment of passion, I was like, I'm legitimately afraid right now.
No,
Yeah,
and
me
then-
too. He was like,
It's like
I'm trying to get
there was a vein on
Like-
your head I'd never seen
and it
before.
is-
I was like,
but at
And I
the
was just
same
sitting back here
time, when
watching.
you-
I'm like, ooh.
when you're used to saying things that people are not accustomed to from the aspect of what they believe you to say,
Yeah.
it catches them off guard. So I have to then be like, yo, hold up.
Nah, it's
Shut it down. Let me finish. But you're right. There's a difference between sex workers and just hoes who are hoes because they want to be a hoe.
But the thing is, for her, it's crazy because it's like what you're doing. No. You know what's the funny part about this story? She was cheating, but she did it in a way to talk about the time period of what she's cheating that we completely it like slid through. She was like, yeah, you know, the party. But a year later, after doing this, I felt bad and I told him. So she said it in the way that we easily looked over.
I mean,
that.
it was literally like it's 8 years worth of her
But that's-
thinking about cheating.
Yeah.
She said Resident Evil 5. Like I was in sophomore year of high school. That is
yeah. We were
it was over 10 years of her
Yeah.
contemplating, feeling like she needed to cheat.
So clearly the relationship was bad from the beginning. If
Yeah.
like already before they're ever married or thinking about marriage, she's like,
Absolutely.
I'm feeling neglected. Well, then get out of that
The
relationship.
relationship.
Do not get married to that man. And here's what I believe about cheating is that it's not inevitable. I don't think that cheating is inevitable. I think it's absolutely 1000%
Oh,
a
yeah.
choice that you make.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Every
yeah.
single
if
freaking
I,
time,
If I
yeah.
said anything to give you that's how I thought. No, I'm not saying this is something that's gonna always happen. But in this situation,
It was inevitable.
totally
Because
inevitable.
she had made up her mind.
At the
yeah.
end of the day, Resident Evil, fuck, I totally didn't even hear that.
That
yeah, they were
Resident
like
Evil
it was
5
like her
part.
ex that they were talking
Yeah,
over
so-
Resident Evil. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the reality of it was, you combine the timeline and the fact that she couldn't even refer to him as her
My husband. Yeah.
and
yeah.
there's a fucking
It tells you what that
a
relationship was really about.
PowerPoint.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was the bizarre part
Yeah.
of the story to me. I didn't understand
yeah,
that.
the
like,
dick
why
sucking
that
PowerPoint.
Wait, matter of
Can I
fact,
get a copy?
yo,
Can
that's
we
how it
show it
brings
on the
together.
podcast?
Because she had, oh my God, because she had a PowerPoint or going down whenever, and the first thing she did in the car with that dude was go down with.
No.
so-
The first thing she did was show him the PowerPoint, and then she went down.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. Oh definitely.
Yeah,
Let me talk about
I'm
my
like,
technique.
yo, I need reading comprehension. How the
If
fuck I
it's,
forget?
it started probably with the first
And I
slide,
know-
sloppy toppy.
Yeah.
And I know we got to go,
Yourself,
so I'm gonna
thank
make
you.
this real short.
East.
At the end of the day, this was just about her getting what the gratification she needed. And the reason
Yeah.
I say that is because, as a man, I can say, as much as I may love oral satisfaction, I am highly aware that 9 times out of 10, nope, 15 times out of 10, I'm the one that's gonna enjoy it more. So when you go out here and you put out a presentation about how good you are at sucking dick, and your husband, who you don't refer to as
He
a
didn't even
husband,
get to read the PowerPoint, and she examined it on another day.
Yo.
That's the fucked up part.
Yo.
I'm supporting you, and you can't do this presentation
You-
on me. Fuck.
exactly.
Yo.
Like at the end of the day,
What?
so what it was
Yo,
you
she literally
looking-
had a job training to do this one. She prepared. No. People cheat, but I've never heard. Someone doing
PowerPoint
a
presentation.
PowerPoint
Yeah,
presentation to
that's-
cheat. I've never heard.
And that was probably her pickup line for the serviceman. Like, I am so great at second date. Hold up. Here's my.
Here you go. Let me
here's
just
my-
play this on my phone for you real quick. Yeah, yeah.
Now, I know that's
You know-
only,
hold on.
I know that's in black and white, so let me put this
You
shit
know.
in color.
You know what? You know what I want to
Thank
know?
you.
Awful. That was
is
awful.
I made like 7 of those
was
noises
awful.
back here.
Right? The fact
I
that
never sucked dick, so I don't.
highly disturbing. Have you had
But-
your dick sucked? Because that's not how it goes. Okay. Okay. I don't
so-
know
I was
what's going
about to
on
be like,
over there. You're like, oh.
the
There
thing
are
I
some
wonder
noises
about
that
the
do exist.
PowerPoint is the funny part is like the transition of how one page goes to another.
I think you need to check your friends at that point. If
Yeah,
they're
like-
making a PowerPoint
like,
for you.
like he has one
Hey,
page
honey.
and then it goes, "Ooh." All right, so point number 2 I want to get at, that's the shit I want to see. You know
Okay,
what? I
so
want to see this PowerPoint.
I want you to stop right here. You
Birds
have
of a
communicated
feather.
with this person before. Your next message to them should be, the podcast drops on this date, but
But
give me a copy of that fucking PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send it to me so I can send it to my podcast
it's
producer.
for research purposes.
Yeah,
So,
we need-
and I will bring a TV in that day. I will place it at that desk, and,
dude.
and we can watch it through, and just it'll be like game film. Like it's ESPN, and you guys are gonna be like fucking John Madden
Like,
sitting there,
I
like,
mean-
well, see where she fucked up here is.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
And
I want to
birds
have
of a feather. Birds of a feather.
I
Like,
want to have
Yeah,
closing
yeah,
points
yeah,
like
yeah.
so usually for some reason with all this cheating stories everything connects to each other. One thing that connects is that if
No one
you're
has a car?
immobile, you're more likely to cheat.
I don't know how that works though. Like,
And
where are
this-
you
every-
meeting these people?
I don't know.
Where you don't have a car to drive
The
around?
internet.
It's just online? Yeah.
The
fuck.
internet.
You know, so it's like okay, so at one point when you don't have a vehicle, you're cheating. Off rip. And the cheat
Be that every person who doesn't have a car is a cheater.
No,
We
we're
can't
saying-
make that
we're saying in
distinction.
this,
In this,
Right.
yeah,
that
yeah.
everything is
I'm
tied
gonna,
in
I'm
by-
gonna, I'm gonna say no. Every person who doesn't have a car is a cheater. That is new facts.
Yeah.
You're just claiming it
Yeah,
out
I'm
there.
just
yeah.
gonna throw it
Forever
out there.
Proclaiming
petty,
it.
This
forever
is like
roasting.
Fox News level, you know,
Yeah.
kind of statements, and that's what I'm going
No, no,
with.
because
All right.
You don't have a
saying-
car, you cheat on your significant
We're
other.
saying
Oh,
the adhesive that binds everything together is that from all the stories we have, at some
with the
point,
exception of one.
yeah,
That
and
was
that
the
was
bartender.
no,
And we don't
Yeah.
even believe that one's real.
Right.
No, the girls.
We're
didn't-
calling that one out. Yeah.
The
The
Yeah, that
girls
was
didn't have a
weird.
car. We don't know if they
we
were
don't even
cheating
know how
on
they
husbands
got
or
there.
boyfriends.
But yeah, so you have that, and all the cheaters are making it be like, oh well, I cheated because of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody likes to claim their own
Listen,
actions. You know,
of
it's
course
very
not.
hard for people
Especially
to
when it's
admit that
fucked up.
I am the person who was
Yeah.
wrong. I should not have done that. It's
Right.
hard for people to do.
I think I will call this episode Coinky Dink.
Kawinky dink.
Please
it
do.
has to be. It
Please
has to
Please
be.
do.
It has to be. I mean, ultimately, yeah, I think that.
Yeah, Coinky Dink.
Like,
That's wild. But anyway, that concludes this episode of the Papi Negro podcast called
Tell you what.
Coinky Dink. Chelsea Rose, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for
coming
having me.
through.
That was a blast.
Chelsea
Yeah.
Rose
Chelsea
knows
Rose.
about save a hole.
Robert Bass, Azam, thank you so much
Yeah.
as always.
Azam.
All right.
Forever petty, forever roasting the Papi Negro podcast. Y'all stay up.
Deuce.